Yes, sir. Cinco Squad is back. We have taken a 2-week hiatus, and as you can tell, we are in a new environment here. With me is Mikey and Grandpa Jay. We have changed locations, changed moving, holidays,
La Casa de Miquel.
So we are now in Mike's house. Mike's house.
In the middle
Mike's
of the
house.
street.
Welcome to my house party.
Howdy.
Breaking news in the NFL, John Harbaugh is no longer a Baltimore Raven. He and the team have parted ways, but I am calling it right now here on Cinco Squad Tuesday at 8 o'clock, 8:01 actually. John Harbaugh will be the next head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he will go and trade for Lamar Jackson, which it will inevitably give me the credit where credit's due. I said Lamar is going to Tampa because he wants to come back to Florida, and he will be a Buccaneer here soon. They have the trade pieces. They have everything that they can do to go for Baltimore to get themselves draft picks, get themselves players and receivers for the future. I see Lamar being a Buccaneer. Jay?
I mean, I would love that. You bring a Super Bowl caliber coach, great culture, a guy that obviously looks out for his guys. And I think if that move were to happen, it would be more than likely that Lamar might exercise that fifth year on the contract. It is lucrative, though. I think it's going to come in at somewhere of like a $67 or $68 million hit in that range. However, we'll work something out and get him down here because whatever it takes. I mean, we did whatever it takes to get the great Brady down here to win us a ring 20 years later. So come on, John. We'll happily welcome you. We'll go take the jet skis out. We'll show you around. Come on down to Tampa. I think he might have a different landing destination.
What do you think?
I'm thinking that Atlanta, if Atlanta didn't lose to the Jets, Atlanta's in the playoffs and they're on the way up with very questionable quarterback play all year, and somehow they're still on the way up. So I think Atlanta's a better fit, and Lamar's probably better off indoors in Atlanta. Seeing how he could play indoors, we might see Vic 2.0 just past his prime.
As he should have been. Yep. As he should have been a long, long time ago. Mike, what do you think about that?
I think it's both of them are interesting landing spots that I think Harbaugh and Lamar both fit in, which, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that they seem to be kind of a package deal at this point where he's going to at least make a strong attempt to get Lamar wherever he goes. But there's one thing I think we're neglecting, at least in the Tampa situation, which is that they still haven't
fired.
But I'm saying this is the move that they've been waiting for to potentially go after. And if I'm Tampa Bay, why would I let John Harbaugh go to Atlanta and let him come down to sunny Florida where it doesn't matter if you play in a dome? It only matters if I go to the football game because that's when it rains, apparently. So the last game of the year I was there. And it was pouring out there. So I don't know. I just see him in Tampa. I think Lamar needs a new outlook. He was very distraught after the game, very not himself. But who knows? I mean, there's a lot of coaching vacancies over the last. Stefanski's gone.
Yep.
Carroll's gone. Who else is gone?
A lot of coaches. Washington just fired their OC and DC.
Gannon got fired in Arizona.
Yep. Day after his birthday. Happy birthday.
Daboll got fired earlier this year in New York.
Well, I'm just talking about recently. We already know that.
I'm surprised Aaron Glenn and Todd Bowles are somehow still.
But how can you – that's a good point. How can you sit there and talk about Aaron Glenn? He's only had one season.
That he absolutely –
But they didn't have a quarterback.
I agree with you. Not having the quarterback is a problem.
Neither did the Saints, but somehow they almost won 7 games.
Well, the main problem that people are looking at with the Jets is that this head coach was a cornerback for your team, and they went the entire season with zero picks.
The guy had 6 pick sixes in his career.
But I mean, you can't. I mean, they did trade two of the best on the defensive ball with Sauce Gardner and Quinion Williams. So they traded their defensive players. A lot of defensive guys were hurt. I mean, I get it. How do you go a whole season without an interception? I understand that, but I don't put that fully on him. I put that on the GM. I put that on a lot of
Bro, the Jets are the Jets.
I mean, the Jets.
They can't shake.
That was my last point. Is like that. This is no news. We act like this team was a Super Bowl contending team like 10 years in a row. This team has been at the bottom of the division, going through coaches left and right. So why are we so surprised when the Jets aren't having success? I mean, they got torched by Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
In the Buffalo Bills, like Mitch Trubisky.
Yep.
They made Dawson Knox look like a
all pro
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
Look like Tony Gonzalez out there. Like, I wonder, actually, let me look here. What did Dawson Knox finish for that game? I know he probably had it feels like he had 100 yards for that game, but.
With Kincaid, I don't think Kincaid played.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got his bonus.
Oh, good for him.
Dawson Knox had 24 yards, but it felt like he had more because he had
a tutty.
Yeah, a tutty. I mean, he may have got pulled in the beginning, but
they spread the ball around. You have 10 guys there with at least a catch.
22 receptions, 259 passing yards for Mitch Trubisky. I mean, It's the Jets. What else is going on in the world of sports? We got the college football playoffs here.
A little bit important.
What's that?
Three of the four main teams can win their first ever, which is kind of why I might be cheering for Ole Miss, because at this point, I'd love to see a program get to celebrate their first.
No. See, everybody needs to be on the Indiana bandwagon at this point. Honestly.
No.
I would love to see Indiana win a national championship in football because everybody keeps saying they're the number one team in the country. They keep saying there's no way they can do it because it's Indiana in football. Kurt Signetti has that team playing on a whole different level. So I'm all in on Indiana, honestly.
I'm not.
But Mike, if they do win,
I'm not.
That's a complete shift to the Big Ten being the conference to beat. You have three champions in a row.
3 years.
Three different teams. The SEC only had two teams, and LSU kind of, but it was always Bama, Georgia. You have three different teams in 3 years. That says a lot more about the Big Ten and what they're able to do and how they've been able to make moves in the transfer portal. And, who knows next year, I don't think it's going to be a fourth different team if Michigan's star quarterback can do what he's supposed to do, and Ohio State obviously pays $20 million roster and comes out firing on all cannons. We might be having this same talk again. But who would have thought you did that Ole Miss is sitting there with a chance? And here's what's really weird, right? I get it. And I don't know how they allowed it, but you've already hired the coaching staff of Lane, but he's loaning them to Ole Miss throughout the playoffs.
Well, what I don't like is the
really
fact.
Weird.
What I don't like is the fact that now it's back and forth at who's going to be in the semis.
Yeah,
and it goes back to the transfer portal. I mean, Dan Lanning had
they said the OC's there guaranteed.
So. Well, no, but I mean, there's a lot of coaches that are up in the air that may not be able to coach in the semis, and then now that there was a lot of reports going on after the game that may not be a thing. And then I agree with Dan Lanning that the season needs to end on January 1st if you have a January 2nd. I said that 2 weeks ago, that you can't have the end of the season be
in the middle
of January, but your free agent season in the middle of this, your playoff run. It's like the NFL having free agency right now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, go ahead. So I think there needs to be a change in college football, the scheduling, the way it has. And it doesn't have to change the schedule because, and I thought about it hard today, and I probably shouldn't have because it's not that complicated. They're obviously coercing with the NFL. I mean, it's football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday this week. Next week it's Friday. Or no, it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Mm-hmm. So you get football 5 days this week. You get football 3 days next week. And then obviously the NFL continues on. But, that's just what that's what they want. That's what TV ratings want.
Yep.
And the TV ratings and the TV television companies, ESPN, ABC, like all these TV companies run sports. So if they say, hey, we need to have the schedule to be like this for good ratings, then okay, yeah. I mean, we've been on Friday Night Lights for college football for a long time. So we finally get it, and now it's a problem. But what you need to do is open up so the end of the season is January 19th. So open up free agency, or as you could say, the transfer portal on January 21st. What does it hurt 19 days? What is 19 days?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm wondering.
And I don't know if there's a rational answer to it because I don't see.
Well, nothing. It doesn't hurt. What is 19 days going to change?
The kids aren't going to come in right now and make an impact right now, and nothing significant is going to happen until the season completely wraps up anyway.
It's in some cases, on top of coaches, it's hurting playoff teams or playoff hopefuls going into and going through the playoffs. Like we were talking the other day, Ole Miss, talk about your high-end Ole Miss. Well, they better hope that Trinidad Chambliss doesn't get hurt because their backup quarterback's gone now. He left. He's transferring to Missouri.
But that's what I'm saying is that there is a solution to it. You can wait 19 days.
You can.
It's not like the transfer portal opens up on November 1st, and now you got to make a decision whether you want to be with your team for 2.5 months.
But doesn't it feel like they're trying to intentionally sabotage the ridiculousn's of this? Like they're just letting it almost burn itself down?
It's bad for college football because 3,700. I think I read 3,527 players entered the transfer portal.
That's insane.
3,500. I don't know what the stats were before, but I sure as hell don't know. I mean, I know Coach Cal brought it up, and I know you guys talked about it last show, but he brought it up that it's very simple. Transfer once, the next time you get penalized. It's just like when you change, like anything in your life, you have consequences to your actions. And if you don't want to do this, there could be consequence to this. You're signing a contract. In the NFL, you can't just up and jump and go wherever you want.
Well, there's two major issues that are happening right now in terms of all the hidden jargon that comes with the contract these kids are signing. The first one is schools that put clauses in there where they're saying, hey, if you transfer, you owe us the money. Regardless of whether we paid you the money, you owe us what we said we were going to pay you. So that puts kids in jeopardy where it's like, I don't even have $250,000. You said you're going to be $500,000. You paid me $250. Where the hell is the other $250 coming from? So it's almost like some contracts are going to handcuff kids. The other way that's going to be really messed up now, and these kids need to make sure, hey, hire lawyers. Trust me, the money you spend now will not hurt you compared to what you're going to lose. Schools are now putting in these clauses. They can use the AI image of the player with no consent, which means they can use that forever and keep him at that Heisman age because he's never going to age as that AI 24-year-old clone that they made of said individual.
What are you talking about?
In college right now, the problem that these players are going to face with, I'll just jump schools and sign, just put the contract in front of me, is they're hiding these clauses right now that state that they own the rights to the player's AI image and you have to pay the college back what they promised you, not what they paid you.
But I don't disagree with that.
But they're going to handcuff these kids unfairly. It's not the kids you need to handcuff. It's the stupid agents that are acting like these kids are pros when they're not pros yet. And it's college coaches that are acting like a bunch of freaking vampires out there that can't wait to get their freaking fangs on a kid. Let him finish his season. Like you just said, the freaking backup from Ole Miss is. How can that even be a thing?
But it's coaches too, though. Like that's it starts at the helm.
Ready to freaking lay it into a kid.
No. It starts with the coach. The head coaches of these teams are leaving before they get in the playoffs.
Not the kids that are in the playoffs currently. To me, that is the most ridiculous thing I heard, that Ole Miss doesn't have a backup. That is ridiculous.
But what's even more ridiculous is that they're doing with a backup coach right now. Winning, but it's their OC that was there, but. Yeah. Think about it. If the OC said, if Lane Kiffin's like, no, you can't coach in that game, which is most likely the problem down the road, that's what you're running into, is coaches leaving. So when the top of the chain says, fuck you guys, then why can't the backup? Why can't the offensive guard? Why can't the defensive tackle leave? Because, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And it's never made any sense to me with the college football playoff. And I want it to go back to 4 because I like that format better, but it'll never be that way again.
It's going to jump to 16.
It's going to jump to 16 pretty quickly because now they want the first round buys. Kind of like what you were saying, it's like the first round buys are beneficial because look, teams are getting hot at home. And I said this 2 years ago when they made this a thing, that playing at home is a benefit in college.
Yep.
You should be playing all your games at home. Again, Dan Lanning said the same thing. He said, why not have everybody have a home game? Why doesn't Indiana go get a home game for being the number 1 seed? Now they got to go on the road to the Rose Bowl, which is miles from Indiana. Not a lot of kids are going to travel out to that or can travel out. Why not have a home game? Make the semifinals if you want I guess they are the semifinals. If you want them for like a neutral site, then fine. But make the second round games, the quarterfinal games, a home game, so everyone gets a home game that earned it, right? Yep. You're not earning a home game with the top 4. That's why I always said to Mike, I was like, why do you want to join a conference when you could be the number 5 team, be home, and then have your momentum is everything in playoffs. When it's 0-0, when it's a playoff, it's 0-0.
Speaking of that, up until this weekend, teams who had the week off kept losing. Finally Indiana's like, no, we're not going to be part of that crowd. Do you feel the 16 format changes that because nobody's getting weeks off? They're all in flow. They're all in rhythm. Do we get better quality? Knowing that the 1-16 and 2-15 matchups might be shit, but is it going to be better quality there on afterwards?
Not until they start saying the best 16 teams in the country.
Right.
If they start doing this whole thing where you're letting JMU in, no offense to them, and who was the other one? Tulane. And because they're conference champions, congratulations.
Yeah.
But they didn't deserve to be on the field with, who was it? Who were they on the field with? Ole Miss and Oregon?
Ole Miss and Oregon, yep.
So, you saw that. We just watched them get trampled. We need the 16 best teams in the country. Rightfully so, Notre Dame should be in the playoff right now.
You know what I think would make the most sense is if you have the top 10 all have that first week and wait for your 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You do like a format like that, 16, 17, you got 18, whatever you want to do to get like the next 4 instead of going to 16.
Right.
So 11, 12, 13, 14, have them play each other. And then the 2 winners of that get the 1 and 2. And everybody plays the next week. Right?
Okay.
So the top 10 is that, like, you should be honored as a top 10. And you should just be like, whoever the freaking top 10 teams are at the end of the year, choose a poll. Coaches poll, AP poll, choose one. That is the poll, as opposed to like we have our rankings, because the rankings are stupid.
Well, the rankings at this point don't mean anything.
Correct. So go with your polls. You have your top 10 and say whoever 11, 12, 13, and 14 is, you guys have your own tournament. The winners get the 1 and 2. And then everybody else kind of just, 1 gets that winner of the lowest seed, and then 2 gets the next one. And then you just do the bracket 3-10, 4-9, 5-7, and 6-8, whatever it is, to play each other. And to me, it's a better format there because nobody's really getting time off. You just have those teams that are on the outside of the top 10 going at it to play, have the right to play the 1 and 2. To me, that would make more sense.
So you're talking like a first 4, like in March Madness, like a first 4
kind of thing. Yeah. Last 4.
Where you have to play. You have to essentially play into the playoffs.
You play to get the rights to play the 1 and 2.
I guess the biggest question is, when is enough? Right? Like, when is enough? Like, how much longer are we going to make this season, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of kids are now, they're teetering again. When they come into January, they're like, well, do I want to continue this run, or do I want to go to the NFL?
Yeah.
We're talking about college still, right? We're still talking about college football, not NFL. This isn't the NFL where I don't think Bo Nix is going to be like, should I play or should I wait till next season's on my contract, right? No, he's thinking I got to play football. Where a lot of these kids are probably thinking, yeah, I have 2 games left in my college career. Do I want to continue to play? And that's where
this is where the contracts get smart, and they have to be. That's where the majority of your payout can happen with bonus payouts. So you say, I'm signing you for $2 million. Only, I say only sparingly, $500,000 is guaranteed. Everything else is on the incentive of performance.
Okay.
Right?
Well, we got college football playoff on Thursday. We'll most likely be going live during that game. Who is it on Thursday anyways?
First round matchup is going to be Ole Miss, and then the second game is going to be Oregon, Indiana.
Yeah. No.
Other way around?
Yeah. Ole Miss and Miami are playing on Thursday. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I don't listen to you.
Yeah. Ole Miss and Miami's first, and then Friday Night Lights, number 1 team in the country, rematch. One of the best games from this regular season. Oregon definitely shipped that game away.
It's crazy. It's crazy that we're like done with the NFL season and we're in the playoffs already.
Tournament time, both ways.
It just feels like we've just started the NFL season. It still doesn't. I'm sorry, but with the NFL, it just doesn't seem like there's a standout team. I know Bo Nix and the Broncos look pretty good, but they look like they have their faults sometimes. The Patriots, I don't know why we're not giving some credit, but I just can't see it out of them. I just don't see it on a lot of these teams.
Well, there's like a hang-up for every team in the playoffs.
I mean, the Niners looked good 2 weeks ago, and now last week they looked like they couldn't even move the last 2 weeks.
Let's talk about why, because that Seattle defense is the best defense in football.
Yeah.
Hands down. Which is why, to me, they have a foot in, because you got to, whoever has to beat Seattle, whatever the lowest ranked team is. And then they win that game, and they're hosting the NFC Championship game in a very hostile environment. Those fans, they have their 12th man thing. They love that team. And it's been a while since that team has played in a significant playoff game. So, they're going to be freaking going nuts. I believe Seattle is being overlooked way too much.
All right. Well, as we recap the NFL season, there's a lot of I go to say moments throughout the year. So we got some categories, 5 categories going through here. The what the F happened to this team, the unexpected GOAT, laughable moment of 2025 season, you should know me player, and he's alive, which player revived their career in
He's alive, Mikey.
So I'm gonna go through. All right, let's go with WTF. You know what that means. Where's the field? Where's the field? Happened to this team this year. So Grandpa Jay.
What the flowers happened to my damn team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after the bye? What could possibly go wrong after a bye, after starting 6-2? Oh, I don't know. Everything. Your star player is hurt. Your quarterback starts playing like half the man that he was to start the season. Your head coach never holds anybody accountable. The defense can't guard freaking Jesuit High School. And lo and behold, the special teams forgets that they're actually a freaking pro team. Every facet of the team got worse week by week. It was the most excruciating thing to look at, where you feel like there's no way we cannot win more than 3 games on the second half of the year, and we find a way to win 1 or 2.
It was pretty sad to see what happened to Tampa, especially as they started getting guys back and getting healthier on defense, healthier on the offensive side of the ball. It just felt like
they gave up.
I don't even know if it's that, because y'all should have won the Bills game.
Not the way that we played defense in the second half.
But I'm saying, you should have won the game by the first half. If you look at the score in the first half, you're like, oh, the game should.
But you let a one quarterback account for 90% of the offense. You don't deserve to win the game.
But your third string running back runs for almost 200 yards and 3 tutties.
Yeah, and we still can't.
So get it done. I don't know what happened. I mean, that's coaching. And that's leadership. I guess my team, the WTF team, is our favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. What happened to them? They beat the Raiders. They're the best team in the league. They beat the Eagles, best team in the league, on a 21-point comeback. They dominate the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. And, oh, my God, this team is winning the Super Bowl. They're winning the Super Bowl. They're never going to stop winning Super Bowls. Ever. And then they lose to the Lions. And then the Vikings. And then the Chargers. And then the Giants.
The Packers.
And then now they're eliminated from the playoffs.
Not even
and fire their defensive coordinator.
So
everybody saw that.
I mean, Eberflus should have been fired with that defense. I mean, gaining Quinion Williams, gaining guys over the season. I mean, he should have been fired. But
definitely one of the best offenses to not.
That's the team that's WTF, because of course we gotta put them on the almighty praise that this is a Dallas team and Dak is the top 5 quarterback, and there it comes to no, I'm sorry. They're a mediocre team. They've been a mediocre team for 30 years since they won the Super Bowl against the Bills.
Yep.
That's the last time they were ever relevant. So all Cowboys fans, all football fans, please, let's all come together and say,
come together.
Fuck the Cowboys. All right, Mike, who's your WTF?
And you know what the best part about the Cowboys is, by the way?
Nothing.
We're going to do the same thing again next year.
Yeah, running back with a mediocre.
They should be relegated. Let's relegate them. I think the Birmingham, what is it? The Birmingham from the USFL? Stallions. The Birmingham Stallions. Bring them up here. I think they can beat the Dallas Cowboys.
AJ, I think their head coach is AJ McCarron now?
Yep.
I'd love to see it. We're going to stay in division. What the fudge sickle happened to the Washington Commanders?
Injuries.
They go from...
What the fudge sickle?
Almost said with the flowers. I felt like I had to top.
Almost Super Bowl.
Almost Super Bowl. Obviously, they lost 2.
You know what's funny about that? I don't mean to cut you off. Is I rewatched that game like 4 days ago, and I didn't realize how badly we beat them in the
You crushed it.
No, we dominated.
I thought it was a closer game, and then I looked up. And I think we
had like 83 yards.
Hold on, I think we hung 50 on them if I remember correctly. But I was like, damn.
I think Saquon had more yards than they had total.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realize we dominated them that bad.
balling out last year. But
55-3, yeah, 23, yeah, we dominated.
But you had
And
to
I
score
think
20 in the fourth.
I was going to
quarter.
say, I think they scored that
like,
20 late when you put your third.
Jalen was playing safety, so that's why.
But even so, like getting beat that bad, we all knew how good the Eagles were. But it was promising to see that the Commanders actually put a good team together.
Mm-hmm.
They finally had a franchise quarterback. And sophomore slump aside, that seems to happen with a lot of these quarterbacks that we talked about at the beginning of the year. It seemed like in the offseason, at least on paper, they got better.
What wasn't good for him is none of his other compatriots in the draft had their sophomore slump. Drake May might be the season of his career. Bo Nix, even though the stat line doesn't say so, top seed in the AFC. Caleb Williams gets the 2 seed. So it's like, well, everybody else in the class is stepping up, right?
Right.
No.
So,
I mean, the biggest thing, I wouldn't even say Jaden Daniels had a sophomore slump because he barely played the season.
Yeah.
He was hurt most of the year, so I can't really give him that sophomore slump that I would love to give him. I think the person that had a sophomore slump is C.J. Stroud. He played the entire year, right? You look at Jaden Daniels, I don't give him that, and that was the biggest thing to say. Wait until his next year, see what improves next year. Everyone can put him top 2. I think he's a great talent, but injuries is what happened to that team.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at them as a WTF more than like, damn. They got a lot of injuries. Like they were very injury prone. I mean, they lost Laramie Tunsil. They lost their center, their guard, a bunch of their defense. Luke McCaffrey. I mean, the Zach Ertz injury was tough.
Debo and Scary Terry at various points of the season.
Yeah. So it's. I think it was just a multitude of injuries that they just couldn't overcome. And when you have that many injuries, I don't think people realize that. Yes, you still have talented guys on the roster, but you don't have the guys that got you to where you were last year. So that's where I think they kind of fell off the horse, as everyone says. So Mike says, you got any more on that?
No, just like it was surprising to see, given how promising it was coming into the season, that I was like, man, like 5-12 all of a sudden. And injuries, played a major part in it. But
I still think everybody drank the Kool-Aid way too hard, and they weren't going to, if they were going to make the playoffs, maybe a 7 seed. But you already see them, making it over Green Bay this year.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to the unexpected giant of the NFL. I'll start this. I'll be very honest with you. I did not believe in Caleb Williams. I did not believe in the Chicago Bears, even though I love saying the Bears. So, I mean, I just did not expect this season out of them. I mean, kudos to him for having a great year. I mean, they got a great offensive play caller. And like one of my buddies said to me, like, the offensive play calling coaches that are really good that become head coaches are the ones you have to worry about the most because they can be very dangerous. They're very dangerous as a play caller, and they kind of merge into that role like Shanahan, like Reed, McVay. Who else? I'm forgetting some. I know. But those guys are dominant play callers, and I think Ben Johnson is that guy. So 3,900 yards for Caleb Williams. I mean, DeAndre Swift. I mean, I respect it. He was on the Eagles, and I always liked him a lot. Colson Loveland, shout out Michigan. I mean, you had great years from a lot of the players and a lot of them stepping up. Unfortunately, I know I'm giving my early prediction. I see them kind of being a one and done in the playoffs. I think the Packers are going to take care of business this weekend, but that's my early pick. So who is your unexpected giant?
So I agree with you on the Bears. I did not expect this out of them at all. And we see how, by the way, instrumental Ben Johnson is as a play caller and as an offensive mind, considering that without him, at many points in the season, the Lions looked absolutely lost on offense, despite all the talent they had. But my team, honestly, because I always have this doubt with them, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I doubted Trevor Lawrence a lot and what he could do. I doubted that the team was going to be able to put together a complete roster around him because it just seemed like they could never do it. And I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong. They had a fantastic season. They've gotten better as the year went on. And while I think they still have the potential to be a one and done in the playoffs, they also have the potential to
That's what they're playing right now. The Bills have a and I know Tina and the entire family is not going to be happy with my take, but they have a monster in Jacksonville that's going to.
You mean the team is not allowed a 75-yard rusher all season long?
And he's. I mean, that's what the Bills have been.
That's
kind of
bread and butter.
I mean, James Cook, shout out to him, rushing leader of the year. Jacksonville, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is looking like the quarterback we've been all waiting
Sunshine.
for. Sunshine.
And actually, you talk about like those offensive play callers. One name didn't mention is Liam Cohen.
Yep.
No, I can't. I don't like him.
Duval. I don't know. There's some to that. Maybe that's how they should say it.
Interviews, he looks like he's high as hell.
It's so baked.
He's like,
So my guy was expected for me. So I won't say he's an unexpected giant. I'll just throw in a caveat that I knew Pickens would have a big year because that offense is going to be. I mean, for the last 2 years, they lead the league in passing attempts per game. So it was.
You're going player.
I'm going player here, actually.
Okay.
And my unexpected giant was JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Who would have thought that he would have flirted with a 2,000-yard season with Sam Darnold as quarterback? And the big question mark of, does Seattle have a RB1? No, they're running. They are a by committee team, but neither one of those guys, Papa Carbonet, he's your guy that's going to get probably your rumble stumble guy at the goal line. You're going to try and get in there. And the question mark was always, can Walker the third stay healthy? He fumbles the ball out. You got to take care of the ball. Nothing changed. The running backs did not play significantly better, but the offensive line got a lot better. And Sam Darnold played great football when it counted. And this guy had 1,700, almost 1,800 yards. And JSN had Puka, I think 1782. Had Puka not got down almost 1,800, right? Had Puka not been out for a game and a half, I think Puka would have probably had well over 1,800 yards with Stafford leading the league in passing. Mm-hmm. But JSN and Mr. Sam found a way to be that 1-2 tandem this year, and big up to them because nobody saw this coming.
Let's give credit where credit's due. Shout out to Sam Darnold. 2 years, 14-3 with the teams that he goes to. 4,000 plus yards in each year. Yep. He had 35 touchdowns last year, 25 this year. Obviously, he threw 14 and 12 picks between the 2 years, 26 picks. But I mean, the guy's been winning where he's going right now. So
can he do it when it counts?
He
has to win. He cannot blow it like he did last year.
We'll say this.
Can you either be Dak Prescott or can you be Jalen Hurts?
Yep.
Right.
That's his truth.
You talk about the 14 wins. He is the second quarterback in NFL history to win 14 games or be on the starting quarterback for a team that wins 14 games back-to-back seasons. The other one's Tom Brady.
So the first to do it with two different teams.
Shout out to my ginger brother. Let's go. Come on, Sam. Do it for us. Come on, baby.
Well, he'd have to beat the Eagles.
No, he's not going to do that. But it's all right.
You can get there.
You can get to the NFC Championship game, but then you're going to lose. So, all right. So moving on to the next category, laughable moment of the 2025 season. Grandpa Jay.
The Jalen Hurts double fumble. What is it? What's going on here?
Bro, it wasn't even a double fumble. Like, what the fuck? It was a pick. And then
it was a pick.
But, he never had possession of the ball.
Fumble,
but he never had possession of the ball. So how is that a fumble?
A 25-yard backtrack retrieval. It was just it really was like a Harlem Globetrotters moment gone absolutely wrong, where they intentionally said, let's just clown around for fucking 15 seconds and give everybody something to laugh about. Because have you ever seen anything like that before? That was the wildest play I've seen. I haven't seen anything
what's fucked up is that he had that one bad game and everyone's
the butt fumble was obviously something that stuck with us for a long time. We've seen quarterbacks throw it off somebody's helmet. It bounces backwards, or they complete a pass to themselves. This was ridiculous.
I mean, did he even have possession of the ball to make it a fumble?
Whatever. It counted. All right.
Stupid. That's stupid.
You didn't laugh much, but I did.
I did not. I was pissed off at that game. And we could have won the game. He turned the ball over 5 times. We could have won the game.
The rest of us were laughing. It's okay. Mine's also involving the Eagles. Take it all the way back to week 1. It's the weather delay, Eagles-Cowboys, that lasts so long that we are treated to footage of Trayvon Diggs wandering around underneath the stadium trying to find food. He's watching
hot dog, please.
He's watching carts go by with sandwiches, and you just see him leaning on the railing, like, come back.
I fell asleep on the couch, and I was like, oh shit! Like it's still halftime because it was a lightning delay. My laughable moment of the year, I think. I'm going to throw it to the New York Jets. Like, how do you not go a whole season without an interception? And you had Sauce Gardner for at least half the season on it.
Right. You think he would at least get one.
Like one pick. One, a tip pass, tip drill,
played
somebody,
you
something.
played Tua twice. You played Tua twice. Come on, guys.
No, they played Tua once. They played
he was hurt?
Tua was hurt for the other one.
Okay.
No, I think Quinn Ewers was in for the other one.
For the last one, you might be right.
Oh, was he? Oh,
No,
it might have been one
I
of the
don't
ones
think
he
he
got
played the
benched.
Hold on.
No,
I'll
he
figure
beat
it out.
Tampa. Tampa was his first start, I thought.
No, yeah, he would have played Tua.
Yeah.
He played Tua at the beginning of the season.
You played
I mean, it's,
Tua twice.
I mean, that's just funny to me. When Tina told me that the other day, I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's not. I was like, no way.
That can't
Like,
be right. Yeah.
like that must be a fake page or
38
something.
touchdowns to no interceptions.
No interceptions, and it's
Ooh.
like I don't understand how. I'm just baffled. Like, how do you not get a tip? How do you not get, yes, it's just wild to me.
Sound French right
So-
now with his mouth.
Oui. On to the next one. So, the you should know me player of the year so far. Who you got?
I'll take it back to what Jay said earlier. It's JSN.
Mhm.
Almost 1,800 yards coming on the scene. Like, he's now got to be top 5, if not top 3, no matter who you're talking about as far as receivers in the league. Because there's still the disrespect with Sam Darnold. So the fact that he did this with Sam Darnold, who nobody really believes in, is incredible. He's he's burst on the scene. He's proven once again that, Ohio State produces great wide receivers. Hopefully USF will now be producing some good wide receivers because they have Brian Hartline as head coach. But I was really impressed with what he did from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. He just went wire to wire as one of the best.
I'll stick with that Seahawks theme, and I'll take the reason why he had so much time to get him the ball was their right tackle, Abraham Lucas. Everybody should know this guy. He had a pretty abysmal season, mostly due to injuries the year before, and you figured, well, unless they get their shit together and the offensive line is healthy, it doesn't matter. Sam Darnold's not going to have the same year. Lo and behold, he stays healthy. I think on his end, they only gave up 2 sacks in terms of like somebody getting pressure on his side that may have caused the interception, if that's kind of how they measure it. But this guy's been an absolute winner for Seattle. And once again, let everybody sleep on this team. I think they are loving it. No love for the head coach, and talk about him being a head coach candidate of the year. I don't understand why. First year head coach and you're not giving him any love. It's baffling to me. So way to go, Seattle. Way to go, Abraham.
All right. Well, since you guys want to shit on the Eagles so much, I'm going to give my you should know me player to Devonta Smith. 3 out of the last 4 seasons, he's been over 1,000 yards. He's had nearly 1,000 yards in 2 of those seasons at 833 last year. Mind you, he was a big reason why we won the Super Bowl. 900 his first season out of Bama. The guy is just a playmaker, goes up, gets acrobatic catches all the time, makes some unbelievable one-handed catches, is bailing out Jalen sometimes with some of his throws, is really the glue guy of the Philadelphia Eagles, and especially when A.J. Brown isn't going or complaining or whatever you want to call it, he's the guy. So give my boy Devonta the credit where credit is due. He is our unsung hero. You should know him, and he would be a number 1 on any other team in the league. So moving on to that, he's alive. He's alive.
He's alive.
Which player revived their career in 2025? Grandpa Jay?
I'd say Javonte Williams. I think Denver, what we heard, Denver was supposed to be this great run offense, and they were supposed to have everything go through the running back by committee, wouldn't matter, and he would be a significant standout. He wasn't. He was just kind of figuring out where he could be a major role player in the offense. And then Jerry said, well, how about you come down here and play for Dallas? And probably one of the bright spots for Dallas, of course, at the Pickens pickup, they hit offensively, they hit home runs with who they brought in. But like we already talked about how bad the defense was. But he was so good, finished the year with over 1,200 yards. I think that was good for like 8th or 9th in the league this year. He was pretty much a huge part of why the offense could be a little more balanced, take some of that pressure off of Dak. I thought he had an outstanding year, and he really revived his career where, a lot of running back could be done after 3 or 4 years. He should get another contract after this year.
So mine is going to be Travis Etienne. After last year, everyone wrote him off. I think number 1, I didn't realize. I watched the game last year, and I didn't realize how fast he was.
He had a terrible year last year, right?
But how fast he is?
Yeah.
and how good he is and how good in pass protection, how he gets open for his guy. I mean, that's his guy at the helm in quarterback. And Trevor wants him just as much as Travis wants Trevor as his quarterback. So I think he had a very good year, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, a huge reason why the Jags are in the position that they are. He had 292 receiving yards, but 6 touchdowns. 6 receiving touchdowns, so a total of 13 touchdowns. I mean, it is a big reason he needs to be the guy that goes in the playoffs. The Bills, like I said, have a lot of they have a lot their work cut out for them against this
they
team.
got a lot of boxes to try to tick off.
Granted, I will give the Bills a lot of credit. They are a team that they don't stop. And they just continue to just jab and jab and jab and jab and jab. I mean, you saw it in week 12 or something.
But that's against a team that they couldn't stop the run. You can pass over the top, right? They're not collapsing the pocket, so they're giving a lot of space, and they respected Josh Allen way too much.
But I love the
quarterback. Jacksonville's nasty. That defense does not care.
But I love the quarterback matchup. I love the team. I think these teams are pretty even as far as like head-to-head, and we'll see what happens on Sunday at 1. And
definitely thinks Buffalo's defense has improved, their pass defense especially, but Jacksonville kind of struggles to run the ball more than people think. And it's on a good year, so you're right there. But I just think riding such a freaking hot streak going into the playoffs, we see it all the time. Are you playing your best football in December? And hands down, maybe only one other team might be playing better football than them. You're saying that's Seattle, and even Houston, you could say, but Houston's has kind of had the luck of playing, an injured Colts team and a Tennessee team. So those wins don't really look as impressive.
Yeah. So I'm going to give mine to Travis Etienne. I think he's a great running back. He's the running back that they have. I mean, granted, the year before his last year, he had like over 1,100 yards, over 1,000 yards. So who is your he's alive moment?
Well, you guys got to know where I have to go with this. And it's good to see it from him before he got hurt. What?
Scotty.
No.
Scotty Scheffler?
No. Scotty Scheffler. It is former New York Giants quarterback Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
A lot of people wrote him off, understandably, including myself. After the Giants, he ends up on the Vikings last year, kind of just sitting on the bench doing really nothing. Colts take a flyer on him. And before he got hurt, he had the Colts offense like moving every game. And it proved that he's actually got more talent than people thought. And that if you put a good team around him, Giants, he can actually be a capable quarterback. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Jackson Dart, and I'm very happy to have him on the team. But I also like that Daniel Jones is actually getting some love now and actually proving that he can be a capable quarterback in the NFL.
Well, and to your point on the whole Jacksonville Jaguars, the Bills are their number 1 pass defense in
and they've been playing that way.
So it's
especially in the last 5 games.
Thomas, Tina's nephew, just commented that, and they do have the best. That's why I think it's going to be like a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight of a matchup. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be able to go over the top like he has been. It's just going to be, I think, a back and forth game. I expect low scoring. I expect in the 20s, maybe in teens.
If the Bills turn it over in the first half, though, like we spoke about, and they come out playing so slow, that it can be 21-3 or 17-3 quick. And we know they can come back. But that defense has been playing so good in the second half.
So let me change it up. And yes, Danny Dimes did. We totally
kudos to Danny Dimes.
Don't worry, Danny. I still love you.
We basically just said, "Fuck you, Mike."
Yeah, but Jacksonville and Buffalo, though.
No,
Daniel Jones doesn't play for either.
To your point, yes, Danny Dimes. I felt so bad when that Achilles popped.
Yeah.
I hope he is just as good when he comes back, and I'm wishing him luck because the New York was not it. But I have a question for you guys that I was gonna hold off until Thursday. But is Josh Allen reached the height that you guys have put Patrick Mahomes now, where doesn't matter the score, doesn't matter the what's going on in the game? As long as you have number 17 at the helm, you're good.
No, because he didn't beat the Eagles at home in a game that would have propelled them into a different seed where they wouldn't be playing Jacksonville. They'd be playing Pittsburgh. That's the matchup they wanted. Then they go to a Denver team that's a little more soft than people are saying, like They haven't been playing their best
So
game.
he has to win it all this year to earn your stripes.
Not that he has to win it all. He didn't do what he had to do when he had the opportunity to do it. And to me, that's what Mahomes has done throughout his entire career, except this year, is when it has to happen, it happens. Yeah. He finds a way and he gets it done. And Josh Allen shit the bed against the Eagles, where it would have been a much clearer path to the AFC Championship game to beat Pittsburgh and to beat Denver. Much clearer to me than right now having to mess with Jacksonville.
So you're saying that one pass it's considered?
Yeah, because if they get past Jacksonville, they have to play the Chargers or the Pats. To me, that's a much tougher matchup.
But the problem is, it's not just one pass. He's done that multiple times before. I still feel like I agree. I still feel like there's too many on the side of didn't get it done versus got it done for him to be at that level. Now, you take Patrick Mahomes out of the league, he is the next guy I would,
So why hasn't he earned the stripes because he hasn't won a Super Bowl?
Because he hasn't. He hasn't even been to one, let alone won one.
So at least Burrow's got.
And in many clutch moments over his career, he's thrown a pick or not gotten it done.
I mean, what I've seen from him this year, I mean, and with a team that, I mean, his receiving core let him down. Basically, it was kind of impressive to me, barring the relationship that I have with the Bills right now. I've watched him take control of games and be like, nah, I got this. And runs it 40 yards for the touchdown, runs it 30 yards for a touchdown. It's like, damn. It's like I haven't seen that in a couple of years from him, and it's like, okay, now he's like, hey, I'll just take control. He goes, hey, Keon, you want to eat cookies? All right, Gabe Davis, you want to drop the ball? I'll just take it 40 yards down the field.
Right
so
about that.
It's like I don't know. I just see something different this year with him that maybe he's starting to take that step, and like I said, this is a great chance for him to make it to the Super Bowl. So, but Mikey, you got a NFL and college football question for us?
Yeah. So, looking at the college football playoff, right? All 4 remaining head coaches at one point or another coached under Nick Saban.
Oh wow!
Whether it was as graduate assistant or a positions coach or coordinator, they all coached. They're all part of the Saban tree. So it kind of made me think. In their prime, both of them in their prime, you're a coach, you're a young aspiring coach. Who would you rather start your coaching career under in their primes, Nick Saban or Bill Belichick?
Nick Saban. That's easy.
Jimmy Johnson. No, Nick Saban.
That's easy. I mean, that's a very easy. I don't think Bill Belichick has developed coaches as well as he has developed
players who became coaches.
I would just say players, like the gritty players. Like he got the players that he wanted. He got the players that he needed to build a championship level team. Nick Saban coached players and coached coaches. I mean, he just did. I mean, you see the results of them. Yes, they're all very good in college, and I don't know many that have gone to the NFL ranks. And that may be a stat that is out there too, that he's probably had coaches in the NFL, but I mean, he's just developed coaches. I would rather learn under him. I mean, these guys are getting big, and not to cut you off, but these guys are getting big contracts in college. Like these guys are getting generational wealth for their families, and he's taking on without Nick Saban, Lane Kiffin would probably be in no man's land or something.
Yeah.
Without Nick Saban, Coach Sark probably be who knows where he'd be, because remember he had the alcohol addiction. He took on guys that were pretty much problem coaches, problem situations, and said, I got you, learn from me, and look where they're at now. So
well, let's just go over the tree, because Sports Illustrated actually wrote an article about this a couple of years ago, and the headline was the sad history of the Bill Belichick coaching tree. Right. So of course we know you have his boy Brian Dable, you got Eric Mangini, you have Romeo Cromwell, you have Josh McDaniels, who a lot of you, Bill O'Brien.
So a lot of these guys,
Matt Patricia.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian Flores, Joe Judge. I mean, like none of these names hop out like, oh my goodness, like they went on to be an incredible coach. Jared Mayo, who we knew was garbage for his year. Poor guy, he didn't get a chance, I think, but.
Yeah, I just don't think Bill developed players. I think he just developed
for the same way. Yeah.
I mean, he developed players, but he didn't develop the coaches right. Exactly.
Mike, you agree?
Yeah, I know. I would think I would go with Saban. It was just something that popped in me. I was like, well, I mean, it's the prime example, obviously, of success in college versus prime example of success in the NFL. But yeah, I think it would be Saban if I was a coach. If I was a player, it might be. That might still be
I
Saban.
say it's Kirby Smart who outdid his own mentor, and took his program to the heights that only we thought Bama could take their program to. Where Georgia, in 3 years, they lost one game or something. You know what I mean? Like that's Bama's reserved for that sort of royalty. And
now it's Signetti.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll be back here on Thursday. We got a lot to talk about with predictions for the playoffs, prediction for the playoff that night. Make sure you turn into the socials. Happy New Year to everyone. It's 2026. We are coming back for our fourth year? Fourth year. So this is our 4th year rolling strong. Appreciate all the love, support, and everything. We will see you guys here on Thursday. Single squad out.